Some of you guys already know how to find the area of a circle. Who can tell me how to find the area of a circle? You know this? Yes, yeah, area is equal, you already know that. Okay, that's all you need to learn today, so we're done. But I do want to show you where that comes from and do a couple example problems. If I take a circle, okay, and I cut it up into pieces, okay, tons of little pieces, tons and tons and tons, tons and tons and tons of pieces of pie. There we go. Oh, pieces of pie. That's a kind of a. Oh, we have to have pie day in here, right? No, bye. So say I took this circle and I cut it into all these teeny little pieces, and then I arranged all these little pieces. Let's see if I can make a triangle. Triangle. Can I make a skinny triangle? Let's see if it'll let me do that. Here's a skinny triangle, except they're little curvy things. And then I took another skinny triangle and I put it right here. Oh, that's not very good. That's not. Let's try again. What if I put one right here? It's not working. Okay, I better do it freehand. But my freehand shape tool isn't. So if I took all these little pieces of pie, okay, like this and like this, and I took this piece. Okay, beautiful. These are all these pieces of pie, and I arrange them like this. Just bear with me, okay? My freehand skills are not that great. And it's hard on a mobile board, so you gotta give me. So say I took all these little slivers of pie and put them all together, right? What would this side be? How far is it all the way around the circle? What's the circumference of a circle? We already figured that out. What would that be? What's the formula for the area of a circle? Circumference of a circle? 2 pi r, right? So if I took every single piece that I made here, right, and cut them all up and arranged them, how long would this side be? It would be pi r. Do you understand why that would be pi r? Right? Because this would be half, and this would be the other half of the circumference of the circle, right? And then as I squish these together, smaller and smaller and smaller, this is approximately what? This would be approximately r, right? I mean, it's not exactly perpendicular to the base, but if I made these skinnier and skinnier and skinnier, right, they would get more and more so that they were perpendicular. Yeah? So what would be the area if this made a rectangle? What would be the area of this rectangle? What would be the area of that rectangle if it makes a rectangle?
Pi r squared.
Pi times r, right? Or just pi area is equal to pi r squared, right? That's basically where the formula for the area of a circle comes from, is by cutting up infinitely skinny pieces of pie and then stacking them together and adding them together. That's what calculus does. It takes an integral and it adds together. It's called an integral, and you add together infinitely skinny pieces to find areas. And most of calculus is just based, half of calculus is finding slopes of line, and the other half is finding areas of things. Really is what it comes down to, using the idea of a limit, okay? So in any case, that's where that formula comes from. So let's do a couple quickies, couple quick examples, and then I'll set you free. Find the area of a circle with radius equal to 4 inches. How do you do that? Go ahead, Kareem.
Do 4. Just do 8
8 times
times pi.
pi? 16 times pi, right? Right? Area is equal to pi r squared, right? So it's not times 2, it's squared, right? So area is equal to pi times 4 squared, which we call 4 squared is 16. And this is called an exact answer, right? So exact, this is exact. And then if I round that off to the nearest tenth, using the pi button on my calculator, I get, let's see what it is. Let's see if I can find my calculator. Here, calculator, where's the calculator? There it is, let's find it. This one. Let's get this calculator, just for kicks. So we just go, I have to do this, always in front, and then I can bring that up, and then I could just go clear 16 pi, whoops, that's 13, sorry, clear 16 pi, enter, okay, give me an answer. Easy enough? So it's approximately, which is approximately 50.3 inches squared. Easy enough? Okay. It gets slightly more complicated. Area of a circle. So let's do another one. Area of a circle. Area of a circle equals 20 meters squared. Find its radius to the nearest tenth. You can tell me how to set that up. So don't just, when you're doing these, please write down an equation. Get into the habit of writing down an equation and then solving an equation. Because if you just start plugging things into your calculator, A, I can't see what you're doing if you make a mistake, and B, you could make a mistake, and it just helps you be more organized when you're writing down the equations, and when you get into more complex ones, it's really useful to write it down. Okay, who can tell me how to do that? All right, Tana. 20 equals pi r squared, right? So what would be my first step? Divide by pi. So I would divide both sides by pi, okay? Divide by pi, divide by pi. And what I wouldn't do, I'd wait till the end to round it off in your calculator, okay? Because so far my answer is still exact, right? I get r squared is equal to 20 over pi. 20 over pi. How do I find r? How do I find r? Square rooted, okay? So I have to get r is equal to the square root of 20 divided by pi. So what I would do is plug that all into your calculator in one chunk, okay? Because if you take 20 divided by pi and you hit enter, you're going to get an answer. You're going to round off that answer, and then you're going to take the square root of rounded off answer. So you're kind of making a rounding error, you're rounding off twice, which is not going to be as accurate as if you just keep it in there. So I would, at this point, I go, okay, they want an approximate answer. I'm going to take that, plug it into my calculator. So you can just go second square root is usually above your x squared button. Square root of 20 divided by, and scientific calculators have a pi button. Don't forget to close your parentheses. And so this is going to give me exactly, or very close to the exact answer. And so if I round to the nearest tenth, that's going to be 2.5, what is this, meters, right? Meters. Easy enough? Okay. Yes? Okay. Couple more. Let's, why don't you guys, try this one. Okay. See. Well, let's just do this one, and then I'll give you some more timer. The circumference of a circle is 100 pi. Find its area. How would I do that? Circumference of a circle is 100 pi. Find its area. What do I have to find first? The radius. How do I find the radius? Right, so again, write down an equation. Don't just like say, oh, the radius is that. So circumference is equal to 2 pi r, or pi v. Okay, so in this case, that's equal to 100 pi, right? And then those could cancel out. So you get 2r is equal to 100. What's r? R equals 50, right? And then you plug into area equals pi r squared. So the area is equal to pi times 50 squared. What's 50 squared? What's 50 squared? 2500, right? So you get 2500 pi, whatever the units are, okay? Inches, I don't know, meter squared, centimeter squared, whatever the units are. If they ask you to round to the nearest tenth, you'd multiply by pi. My favorite problem, because, any questions on that? My favorite problem is going to Abos. Any of you guys like Abos pizza? But I always have a dilemma, because I could never decide which is better deal. Which is a better deal? Which is a better deal? The pizzas are really expensive at Abos, but they're good. Who's been to Abos? You gotta go to Abos. Who thinks Abos is the best? No? What's the best pizza? Where's the best pizza? Why don't you tell me? What? What? New York. Yeah, I've been there. Chicago makes good pizza. I grew up in New York. Do you know, well, I went to CU many years ago, and they started the first Abos on the hill in Boulder. And the guys who started it were these Italian guys from New York, and they're like these hippie guys, hey man, let's start this. But that was the first day. I go, wow, this is like real New York pizza. And then, but now Abos is all over Colorado. It's kind of cool. Okay, which is a better deal? I don't know how to spell dinosaur. How do you spell dinosaur? Dinosaur?
No.
A.
Like that?
No.
Like that?
No.
I give. What? How?
DINO.
O?
O. SAUR.
S? You sure?
I'm not kidding.
That's right. Okay. Which is a better deal? An 18-inch dinosaur pizza, okay, for $21. Like $21 for pizza. And then you gotta give them your coupons. And they say, oh no, this is only good for the Louisville store or the Superior store. Okay. Or a 16-inch pizza. 16-inch pizza for $18. How would I figure that out? Come on. What do I have to figure out? How much area each one has, right? And then divide by how much it costs, right? You want to figure out how much area you're getting per dollar, yeah? And so let's do it. What do you guys think is a better deal? The 18-inch or the 16? The dinosaur. Let's see. So what's the radius of the dinosaur pizza? What's the radius of the dinosaur pizza? If it If it says 18 inches, that means 18 inches in diameter. Usually they go by diameter, not. So that's going to be pi times 9 squared, right? Which is equal to 81 pi square inches. Yes? The area of the small, right, is going to be pi times what? 8 squared, right? Which is equal to 64 pi square inches. So now all I have to do is, we want to figure out who's getting more inches per dollar, right? So we're going to take this guy and divide by 21. And take this guy and divide by 18, right? So let's do it right here with my handy dandy calculator. Okay, so 81, whoops, I don't need seconds. 81 pi divided by 21 equals $12.11, that's 12.1 inches squared per dollar. Right? This one is going to give you 64 pi divided by 18. How much is that? 11.17? Oh, 11.2 inches squared per dollar. If you want the best deal, which one do you buy?
Small.
The small.
The large.
The inches per dollar, not dollars per inch, right? You want more inches per dollar, so you should buy the 18-inch dinosaur pizza for $21. And then if you have a coupon, and usually, say I'm a very savvy shopper, with a big pizza you get a $3 off coupon, but the smaller pizza they only give you a $2 off coupon. So it's better to use it. My wife goes, "We really have to use a coupon again?" Everywhere we go, she goes, "Throw the coupon." When our anniversary, we had to use a coupon, but I'm kind of cheap, you know. So, but she wouldn't let.